She was traveling in a carriage, sitting quietly beside her child. As the wheels rolled forward, she looked out the window, her eyes distant and filled with emotion. In her mind, a thought echoed, I came back to this place again. I know I'm doing something stupid, but... After a moment, she leaned forward and asked the coachman, how long until the royal castle? The coachman replied calmly, don't worry, we will arrive within today, madam. She quickly urged him, please hurry up. Don't worry about money. The coachman chuckled and said, let's speed it up then, and with that, he pushed the carriage to move faster. She clenched her hands tightly and thought to herself, please. Soon, the carriage arrived at the mansion's lobby. Without wasting a second, she stepped down and knocked on the door. The butler opened it and asked, yes, who are you? But as soon as he saw her face clearly, his eyes widened in shock. Lady Mabel, he shouted. Mabel looked at him and said, butler. He stammered, hey, what is this? But she cut him off, saying urgently, explain later. Where is my mother? The butler stepped aside and said, come in. Inside, her mother was surrounded by nobles. From a distance, Mabel cried out loudly, mother. Her brother turned toward the voice, his face filled with disbelief. This can be Mabel? Mabel rushed forward, her eyes trembling as she reached her mother. Mother. Her mother looked at her in confusion. Who? Me, Mel. Yes, it's me, I'm here, Mabel cried. Her mother's expression turned emotional as she whispered, unbelievable. I seem to be dreaming, to be able to see like this before I die. Mabel held her tightly and pleaded, mother. You can't go like this, please, please. Her mother smiled weakly. I'm sorry, darling. Mabel's heart ached as a thought crossed her mind, now, for this mother. Her mother continued weakly, I don't have time. Mabel steadied herself and said, you have a child to introduce. Then she turned and called, Patrick, come here. She gently spoke, mother, this is Patrick. It's my son. Then she looked at the child. Patrick, it's your maternal grandmother. The boy looked confused. Maternal grandmother? Mabel called softly, oh son. At that moment, her brother stepped closer and said, Mabel, you are. Patrick lowered his head slightly. I'm sorry, something happened. Their grandmother looked at the child with teary eyes. Baby, your eyes. Yes, that's right. How I wish I had seen you sooner. Then she turned back to Mabel and said weakly, there are so many things I want to ask you. Now I really have to go. Mother, Mabel whispered. Her mother looked at her one last time. Mabel, I love you, my daughter. Mabel grabbed her hand desperately. Mother, please, mother. But it was too late. Her mother's hand fell lifelessly, and the room froze. Mother, Mabel screamed. The nobles stood stunned, their hearts shaken as silence filled the room. Later, at the dinner table, the heavy atmosphere remained. Her brother finally spoke, his voice tense. I don't even think about that. I don't know what the hell has happened in the past. May, you're not dead. Besides, you bring your kid. No, let's hear the situation later. It's more important that you're safe. At our mother's funeral. Mabel stayed silent for a moment before finally saying, I'm sorry, brother. We just have to go. Her brother's eyes widened in shock. What? Are you going? No, you're leaving again with the kid? Without attending the funeral, without any explanation. Mabel. She lowered her gaze, filled with guilt. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can tell you, but I must leave this royal castle. He covered his eyes, trying to stay calm. I get it. You also have a situation, but it's late at night. It is dangerous to move with a child. At least go when the sun is shining. It's your brother's request. She looked at him softly and said, brother. Suddenly, the door burst open as someone rushed inside. A servant shouted, You can't go in. Her brother turned sharply. What happened? The servant bowed quickly. I'm sorry. A visitor just came. A cold voice echoed through the hall. Oh, you found. Mabel froze. Slowly, she turned back, her eyes widening in shock. The man stepped forward and said, "I finally found you, my fiancé." She stood there, speechless. "Mabel," he called. Her brother shouted in surprise, "Du Quintrell, what suddenly happened in the middle of the night?" The Duke spoke firmly, "That's wrong." Mabel gathered her courage and said softly, I am no longer your fiancé." Mabel, the second and eldest daughter of Marquis Lobby, had once been the center of attention 6 years ago when her engagement became a major topic among nobles. Her fiancé, someone uninterested in the social world, was none other than the heir to Freeman's oldest and most influential family, Quintrell, and everyone had said in unison, a future full of blessings awaits two people who are bound by love. But just 1 year later, Mabel suddenly disappeared. There was a wagon accident, and her body was not found at the scene, people said, and despite her family searching everywhere, her whereabouts remained unknown until 3 years passed, and by the law of the kingdom, Mabel was declared dead and their engagement was officially broken. Now standing face to face again, the Duke spoke coldly, "So, I am no longer your fiancé." "So, I am no longer your fiancé," and Mabel replied firmly, "Our engagement. 2 years ago, we completely broke up," but he responded, "That's when I knew you were dead. I don't care why you suddenly left. What has happened in the meantime?" As he leaned closer, smelling her hair and looking at her intensely, "I won't ask anything. However, the engagement remains." I can't let you go." She looked at him in disbelief and asked softly, "Why? There's no reason for that." Before she could continue, Patrick spoke up, Mom, why?" And she immediately shouted, "Patrick, can't come out." The Duke's eyes narrowed as he asked, "May, is it your child? The color of your hair is yours, Belle. And the eye color appears only to Quintrell's heirs, blue eyes with emerald pupils." "Eyes of Duke family," Mabel replied coldly, "Is that important?" But he answered without hesitation, "It doesn't matter. Because that child is our child." At that moment, her brother stepped in, "Belle, sir, come on, please come back. It was late at night. We're all tired now." The Duke replied, "This was very rude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about Madame Lobby." Her brother nodded, "Yes." But the Duke continued, "But watching my sweet fiancé make another night escape, I can't keep my eyes open. It would be polite to express condolences as the first mourner. I want to stay here today. I hope you can accept that." Her brother thought to himself, if it's condolences, there's no reason to refuse, and then ordered, "Please guide the Duke to the room where he will be staying." Mabel panicked and shouted, "Brother." While the Duke calmly said, "Thank you," her brother muttered in disbelief, "No, it can't be." And the Duke added softly, "Ah yes, Belle. Don't run away from me again. If you don't want to see me go crazy, the 5 years I was looking for you it was like hell. So this time, I don't even know what I'm going to do." Later that night, as Mabel lay beside her child, she couldn't sleep and thought, what if I stay like this, I won't be able to leave. He has no intention of letting me go. Why? Memories from 5 years ago resurfaced. That day 5 years ago, you tried to kill me, and suddenly she opened her eyes in the present. I can't. I have to leave right now. For the safety of Patrick and me. At first, I was thinking of leaving only to see my mother. Because I told the driver beforehand, without hesitation, she prepared to escape and shouted, come on." As the carriage arrived, she whispered, "I'm really sorry, everyone." But while thinking, now we can cross the border before the sun goes down. There's no way out of the palace. Gradually, getting inside, sensing something was wrong, she said to the carriage man, "There, it seems you've taken the wrong path." But he replied calmly, "No, on the right way." Her heart dropped as she realized, it's the way to Quintrell. "Everything how?" And then the Duke's voice echoed, "I told you, Belle. I can't let you go." The Duke's voice echoed coldly, "I told you, Belle. I can't let you go." And Mabel's heart trembled as she stammered, How? Where is the real driver?" He replied calmly, "I was waiting for you to run away. Relax. The driver is unharmed. Rather, here you can talk without avoiding me." She looked at him in disbelief. "What?" And he continued, "About our future relationship." Her expression hardened as she said, "If I said no, would you even lock me up?" He shook his head gently, "No way. How could I do that to you?" But she couldn't hold back anymore. "Why are you doing this?" "The engagement has been broken. We can start over." He stepped closer and asked softly, "Belle, don't you love me anymore?" She answered politely yet firmly, "I don't love you." His eyes darkened as he whispered, "Lie. You can't lie, my Belle. Your hands are shaking so much." "You're still like that." Then he added, "I don't know what you're so afraid of. Don't run away. Losing you once is enough, please." "I love you." But inside, her thoughts screamed, "Lie, you and me. Lies, lies, lies. It's all acting. It was a mistake to set foot here. I knew I would be caught like this. Fine. I won't run away." And she finally said, "Fine. I won't run away." The Duke looked surprised, really. "Yes." Instead, she continued, "Let me do my mother's funeral. The rest, put it off for later." He nodded, "Yes, I promise. I'll take you directly to the marquee soon after." Her brother called out, "Mabel, you're back. Did you change your mind?" She lowered her gaze. "Yes, I'm sorry for worrying you." Then asked hesitantly, "Are you and the Duke brother?" "I'll have to change into mourning clothes," he replied. "I'm sorry. The story, I'll share it later." Yes, that's right. You'll have plenty of time if you stay here. Let's go in." "The morning air is cold." She nodded softly, "Yes. I'll bring Patrick." Yet deep inside, she thought, "It's a lie that he loves me, but I know this. I can't run away now. He will never give up until I die before his eyes. If I do, he will always find me. I'm afraid that 5 years, I was so careful for that long time. What should I do? I need to run away quickly." Suddenly, she panicked and called out, Patrick," only to freeze when she saw the Duke holding her child. "What are you doing?" she demanded. And he answered calmly, "What am I doing? I'm just taking him out of the wagon. Patrick woke up and you weren't there. We are going to go find you together. Right?" Patrick nodded innocently, "Yes, Mom. Where have you been?" The Duke then said to her, "We have to go." Trying to stay composed, she turned to her child, "Patrick, will you come to your mother?" "The funeral is... I'm going to a family funeral. Duke, please go back." He simply replied, "Go," and she answered, "I go." But as they parted, the Duke thought to himself, she has to run away one day soon. I don't trust that person. While Patrick waved his hand happily, and the Duke waved back, thinking, I love that person. And even as Mabel walked away, she repeated to herself silently, I don't love you. The nobles stood silently before the grave of Mabel's mother as a heavy atmosphere lingered in the air, and while everyone mourned, Mabel's mind drifted back to the Duke's words, I love you. Patrick woke up and you weren't there. We're thinking of going to look for you together, making her let out a quiet sigh, phew, which caught Patrick's attention as he asked, Mom, what? Are you sick? She quickly replied, yes. Nothing. Oh, it's just, I'm bored, and Patrick brightened, so, would you like to play outside with me? You haven't been out for a few days. She hesitated, what? Recalling her brother's warning, if the mourners see you and Patrick, you'll be in trouble, repeating in her mind as she said, Patrick, that's, but he interrupted eagerly, let's go, okay? I'm bored, making her force a small smile. Nice, Patrick, when suddenly a knock echoed, knock knock, and she said, oh my, who is here? Yes, come in, as the door opened and her brother appeared. Mabel, she looked up in surprise. Oh, my brother, and Christine. Have all of you returned to your home? He replied, yes, I'm sorting it out now. Have you ever been frustrated? She shook her head. No, it's okay. But before she could say more, he pulled her into a tight embrace. Mabel, how? I really wanted to see you. She softened. Me too, Christine. Only now can we have a proper conversation. Come on, sit down. Then she turned. Sister. Oh, Marie. Sister, I missed you. How long have you gone? What happened? Marie, let's sit down and talk about it. Meanwhile, her brother turned to Patrick and asked, Patrick, would you like to have a snack? Patrick blinked. Snack? He smiled. Yes. The carrot cake is very delicious. Patrick immediately frowned. I hate carrots. And her brother awkwardly replied, that is it. It's okay. There are other cakes. Watching this, Mabel thought, I think blood can't cheat. The fact that that person doesn't like carrots, everyone in the royal castle knows it, as her brother then asked gently, yes, so, how have you been? Aren't you sick? She answered calmly, I've caught a few colds, but me and Patrick are healthy. Eating is. The only thing I know how to do is the sewing I learned from my mother. I made a living with the pennies I received from making it. Her brother was shocked. What? You raised a child on your own doing something like that? She nodded, yes, but other people have helped me a lot. Christine then spoke carefully. Mabel. Patrick is. That child is the Duke's child, right? Mabel replied quietly, yes, that is correct. He is 4 years old this year. Christine frowned. Then why didn't you marry the Duke? Did you raise her child alone? Why did you leave the royal castle? Mabel, at that time, you wouldn't have been alone. Mabel lowered her gaze. I'm sorry. I can't tell you that much. And now I will not marry the Duke. The room felt tense as nobles exchanged worried glances and her brother suddenly shouted, what the hell? But she remained firm. Not marrying anyone. I want to raise Patrick alone in a quiet place. That's how it should be. For everyone, while inside she repeated, yes, for everyone. Don't get close to that person. Her brother pressed on. What happened to the Duke? Is that why you left? And in the end, you're leaving again? Without telling me why, she hesitated. Not right now, but, that's a good thing anyway. Trying to ease the tension, Christine said, knowing that my sister is alive and healthy like this, right? Because we all missed you so much. Mabel nodded softly, you saw too. Mother is. We all knew how much she found sister until the very end, but her brother spoke firmly. But Mabel, even though we know that you're doing and raising a child by yourself, we can't just look at it, can we? Mabel, you are the eldest daughter of the Lobby family. You are my younger sister. I can't leave you like that, she tried to respond. Brother. As I said, when suddenly a servant interrupted, Master, please excuse me while you are talking. Her brother turned. What's going on? And Mabel's heart sank as she thought, Duke Quintrell has arrived, while her brother asked, what is the purpose? The servant answered, he's looking for the master. He frowned, me thinking, not Mabel? What happened? I might be better off asking here. To the parlor, and soon in the parlor, the Duke greeted him calmly. Long time no see. Marquis Lobby, he replied. Yes, I see. It's not really that long, but thinking, that means these days have felt so long. Before saying, sit down, the Duke complied, yes. I didn't come to the funeral because it was held as a family funeral home, but it seems that mourners have come and gone. Yes? I don't think they are cousins. The Marquis hesitated. Was it? I apologize, but the Duke replied cruelly, no, that's fine. I knew. Because Belle can't lie. Stop talking like this and start with the main point. Then he looked directly at him and said, Marquis Lobby. I think you're probably guessing too. I am engaged to Lady Mabel again. No, I'm thinking of getting married. The Duke looked straight at Marquis Lobby and said firmly, I'm going to get engaged to Lady Mabel. No, I want to proceed to the wedding. And hearing this, the Marquis fell into deep thought. This is what I have anticipated. At first, marriage seems a bit worrisome since they haven't known each other for too long, so it had been replaced with an engagement approved by both families. Now they have all grown up. The candidate for marriage is from the most elite family in the empire. That's something worth celebrating. What's more, their relationship involves children, so we can't have Mabel and Patrick live alone. But before he finally spoke, my apologies, Your Majesty, but that would be impossible. The Duke frowned slightly and asked, why? She was my fiancée to begin with. There is no reason to refuse this marriage. That boy, the Marquis answered calmly, Mabel doesn't want to build a relationship with Your Majesty. I also wish for the success of this marriage, but after Mabel disappeared, I know you've done everything you possibly could to find that child. Even 2 years ago, right after she was assassinated, how much you love that child, I know that very well. But since it's that child's life, I can't just meddle in. The Duke narrowed his gaze and asked, the reason to why she rejected me, has she told you that? The Marquis shook his head. No, she didn't mention that. Do you also have no idea? The Duke paused, thinking, before replying. First off, I understand what you mean. This isn't something I should discuss with you. I'll reconsider this matter, the Marquis sighed. Even if I don't, I'll still be in a disheveled mood. Sorry for bothering you at this hour, and the Duke said, I will take my leave. You must have had a hard time due to the funeral, so have some good rest, to which the Marquis replied, Yes, thank you, Your Majesty. Please take care, as the Duke stepped out and suddenly noticed her. Belle, she responded softly. And he asked, What's wrong? She answered, I'm just taking a walk. I was planning to go upstairs because I thought you'd already left. He smiled faintly, great timing. We're indeed destined, aren't we? But she replied coldly, Let me see, isn't it? Unfortunate fate then? I no longer want to be involved with Your Majesty in any way. His expression turned serious. Belle, why so sudden? Can you tell me the reason? She looked at him and said, I thought you already knew that. He replied quietly, I don't, Belle. I really, but she cut him off. I have nothing to say anyway, so please leave. Then the Duke spoke again. Belle, for my son, can I take a look at Patrick once before I return? She hesitated. It's late. Patrick is sleeping, but just then Patrick appeared and called out, Uncle, making Mabel shout, Patrick, while Patrick looked happily at the Duke and said, You're here again. The Duke smiled. That's right, Patrick. I'm here to see you. Patrick tilted his head. To see me? Just then Lady Lobby arrived. My apologies. And Mabel quickly said to her son, What's wrong? This is nighttime. Patrick replied innocently, And she said firmly, Uncle, have to go home. You should go back to sleep. It's late. I will excuse myself. Lady Lobby added respectfully, Yes, Your Majesty, while the Duke said, Patrick, Belle, I will leave them in your care, and Lady Lobby replied, Please do not worry. They're also my family. Instead, I think it's better for you to go home. Lady Marguerite must be really worried. The Duke nodded slightly, indeed, and after he left, Patrick turned to his mother and asked, Mother, who's that uncle? She answered, He's Duke Quintrell. What's the matter? Patrick smiled softly. It's just that. I really like that uncle. She looked at him in surprise. You like that uncle? And he replied innocently, That's right, Mom, don't you? She paused for a moment before saying, Patrick, can we stop the conversation here? You must go to bed early in order to grow taller, and Patrick nodded obediently. Huh? Yes, I understand. Belle lay asleep beside her son, yet her mind wandered into a whirl of thoughts. Is it because they're blood-related, so he was naturally attracted to him? She sighed. It's not that. I hate that person, but I don't like him either. More like he's the one who hates me, but I wonder why. As soon as he sees me, I thought that he would kill me. A marriage proposal. Didn't you try to kill me? 5 years ago, Belle asked from the carriage man, When will we arrive? And he replied, Miss, it's so not like you to be this hasty. We will arrive soon, so please don't worry. Did something happen? She asked. It's a secret. She thought, I'm pregnant with that man's child, but how can I say it out loud? How will that person react? He'll be really happy, right? Just a bit more. The carriage stopped, and she thought, I thought we should go a little further. What happened? She asked, and he shouted, My lady. Please don't open the door. Belle's heart raced. An arrow. What happened? Are they burglars? Or assassins? An act that made someone hold grudges against me. He shouted, Ha dash. Who's this bastard? He shouted at Belle, My lady, please run away. She whispered to herself, I must run. But a thief suddenly appeared before her. Help! She screamed, but the thief grabbed her collar and pushed her aside. Is there really no one here? Please help me, she thought. Did he kill all of them? That man alone. The thief sneered, You should give up, miss. No one's going to help you. Why would you do this? Why did I even do wrong? She cried. Let's see. I think you know that better than anyone. I'm only doing what I've been entrusted with, he replied. Who ordered you to do this? I swear that I haven't done anything worth holding grudges for. She shouted. Yeah, everybody says so. The thief muttered. Hold on. If money is what you want, I will give it to you. It doesn't matter how much, be it twice. No, 3 times what you've received. She thought, I must survive. If I already bear his child, I must survive no matter what. Please, I only need to get there. She begged the thief, so, please, all I need is my life. He replied, I will only tell you this. It's better for you to stop thinking about surviving to go to that man. What? She said. I mean your fiancé. Just from looking, I can tell that you're pregnant, miss. Today, you've gone to a friend's house in the local area and unexpectedly headed back, right? Miss. I only let my family and my fiancé know about that, she admitted. Then that's where the problem lies, the thief said. Then who is it that knew about your returning schedule and asked me to kill you? She asked, who could it be? Who? Who would tell such a lie? It's up to you to believe it or not, he replied. But right after I save you, I'll go straight to the fiancé who has never stopped loving you and will surely die under his hand. You're having a child, but your situation is so pathetic that I want to give you a choice. Come on, choose. Would you like to have a painless death with me here? Or return and pass away in your fiancé's arms? If not, should you just run away like that? Belle trembled, caught between fear and exhaustion, as she faced the thief and his merciless threat. See, choose. Will you die here for me? Will you die at the hands of your fiancé? Or not? Are you running away like this? She sighed, ha-ah, and tried to calm herself. I'll be safe. It doesn't seem to be chasing, yet her mind refused to quiet. How? How could that be? He swore that he would see only me forever. Whispering love like that? Why, no, Mabel. Let's calm down. Don't believe everything he says. He's the first person I've ever seen who tried to kill me. But Percy, the heir of the Quintrell family with rich fortune and high honor. Percy. The Duke's words echoed in her memory, and Belle recalled them as her mind wrestled with the danger surrounding her. There is no reason to pick me up, Belle muttered. Chris, May. You got up early? My brother, where is he? He's in the library, Chris replied. Thank you, she said softly. Chris addressed her again. I, May. Yes? That, I don't know what the circumstances are. I wish May could continue to stay in this mansion. It would be difficult for you to raise your child alone. It's just the two of you. Nothing could happen, he continued. Belle nodded and replied politely, I know what you mean. Thank you, Chris. Later, seeking her brother's counsel, she said, Brother, come in. That's good. I just had something to talk to you, he said. Do you have a political meeting? Yes, I must attend today. Rather, May, I was talking about leaving the mansion yesterday. Yeah, I thought I would cause trouble to the family. Brother questioned. Patrick? Could it be because of Patrick? If that's the case, leave it to US. Belle answered firmly, Brother. I know what you're saying and what you're thinking. But I love Patrick. I have no intention of giving up on that child because of the people around me. Her brother reflected a moment, then said, I'm sorry for saying that. No, thank you for thinking about it. But don't worry too much. I'm here to tell you I'm staying. Are you really, May? He asked in surprise. Yes, she confirmed, feeling relief wash over her. As Chris and brother said, that side is safe for Patrick and me. I don't know his intentions. If he knows we're alive, he'll keep trying to find out. At least for a few days, I need to be protected by my family. Otherwise, holding her hands, her brother said, Thank you. I thought I have to take an hour to convince you now. I'm sorry for worrying you. Come on, let's go. Would you like to be late for check-in? Isn't this someone, Marquis Lobby? Is it okay for me to return to politics so quickly? It's okay. I cannot attend this meeting any longer. It's my personal business. You're strong, the Duke said. Duke, her brother said. In that aspect, Belle resembles you a lot, the Duke continued. The kid story, what are you going to do here? No, you can't do that without Belle's permission. Probably, the Duke replied. Sir, I hope that the child is not hurt, her brother said. So, what do you mean? Don't you know? Your Majesty, a servant shouted loudly, the Queen is coming. Nobles murmured greetings to the owner of Freeman. Welcome our Queen. Everyone sit down, the Queen instructed. Sir Lobby, is it okay to return to the government already? Yes, Your Majesty. Thank you for your concern. Okay, then let's start the meeting. And the next item, it's Your Majesty's birthday soon, isn't it? Yes. It's your first birthday after taking the throne. Preparation for the birthday is the role of the queen's spouse, but Your Majesty does not yet have a guk SEO yet. Your Majesty appoints whomever you want. I'm thinking about it. I wish Duke Quintrell would do it, the queen murmured, her thoughts carrying a mix of hope and strategy. Throughout, Belle's mind remained tethered to fear, survival, and the fragile hope that she could protect her child while navigating the treacherous world around her. Wilhelmine Anjou, L. Freeman, the current Queen Freeman, ascended to the throne at the age of 19 due to the sudden pass away of the previous king, and as the only enemy left in the Freeman royal family. She is undoubtedly the most noble woman in Freeman. For years ago, at Wilhelmine, a place for people who returned from the Principality of Rousseau, she met Percy at a party and fell in love at first sight. Even after being rejected once, although she learned of Mabel's disappearance and Percy's engagement, her attitude toward him did not change, and he soon dismissed the disappearance as death. From the time of Mabel's death, even after becoming Queen of Freeman, she openly courted him, yet Percy continued to reject her with a consistent attitude. Meanwhile, Duke Quintrell thought, "Do you dare to entrust the affairs of my palace to me?" Again, she's pretty blunt. This is what Lobby was worried about. Even now, whenever he has time, he looks at me like this. If he find out that Belle is alive, I have a headache. Then he spoke, "Your Majesty, I'm sorry, but I've never prepared a banquet before. I can't seem to do it well," while another minister added, "The Duke of Harness would be more suitable than me." As the mistress of the previous kings, he helped the previous queens to prepare the banquets several times. However, the queen insisted, "I'm worried about everything. There is no one more capable than you." "Oh, Maeve," preparing for the queen's birthday banquet, and then asked, "Are you feel annoyed?" To which the Duke thought, "Are you using your loyalty as an excuse?" Before replying, "Is that possible, Your Majesty?" "I'm just concerned about my immaturity." And the queen answered, "If so, that's fine. Because I want you to," as nobles whispered, "Your Majesty wants so much." "That's right." Then with the help of the Duke, it shouldn't be difficult. The Duke thought, "TSK, only then am I needlessly loyal? Am I trying to win favor? It's hard to refuse if I look at both sides like this. Yes. It's symbolic, but at least it's a banquet preparation." We can move on to the phrase "the faithfulness of the Queen," and finally said, "I will follow you if you so desire, Your Majesty," to which the Queen replied, "Well, okay." Then a minister spoke up, Your Majesty, I'm just talking about this story coming out. Now, how do you feel about slowly bringing in the guk SEO?" And the Queen asked, "Guk SEO?" The minister explained, "Yes, Your Majesty. This is the most important thing to consider right now," while another noble agreed, "That's right," and the minister continued, "You have to think about your succession." The Queen nodded, I understand what you are thinking." Then, "What do you think of Duke Quintrell?" And the Duke replied, "Of course, Your Majesty. It has been 1 year since Your Majesty's accession to the throne. Now that she has found some stability, now is the right time. Because there are many. It's getting harder and harder. If you wish, we will formally select candidates." The Queen responded, "Really? Good luck. By the way, actually, I already have someone I like." Leaving all the nobles thinking, while she herself thought, "Who does he think he is?" Before ordering, "It's already lunchtime. Today's meeting ends here." Then she addressed him directly, "Quintrell, come to my office for a moment. Duke, you've been refusing my confession for 4 years." The Duke answered, "Yes, Your Majesty. I'm sorry, but..." But she cut him off. "You always say things like that. Shouldn't it be that you have to do something to apologize for?" "I don't even know how many confessions this was, or how many rejections." He calmly replied, "My answer is always the same. I love my fiancé." She paused, thinking, Still, can't you forget her? 5 years. Then she spoke loudly. "It's been 5 years since your fiancé died in a carriage accident that day. I am by nature impatient. I think I've been waiting a long time for this. Please marry me." But the Duke quietly responded, "Your Majesty." Live, confused, she asked, "What?" And he revealed the truth. "Still alive, Lady Mabel. She's still alive. Princess, you look happy today." And that day, she couldn't hide her excitement at all. When someone asked, "Huh, really?" and "Yes, Do you have any fun? The queen simply laughed and replied, haha, well, nothing special. Never mind. Even though she secretly thought that although she felt guilty, there was no other way because it made her mood better. Then she added, I want to wear a dress today, and Christine answered, I will tell them. To which the queen softly said, thanks. That very day marked the time when his fiancé had been missing for 3 years, and deep inside, she believed he would give up soon. That he might forget her and turn back to look at her instead, thinking to herself that she just had to wait a little longer. However, when she faced the Duke, she asked in confusion, Duke, what do you mean? I don't understand, and he calmly responded, I'm sorry if this makes you surprised. Shocked, she questioned what that was about. Lady Mabel is still alive, your ex-fiancé? Unbelievable, and the Duke firmly replied, I've seen her with my own eyes. On the day Lady Lobby passed away, I went back but she cut him off. So you are going to refuse my proposal because your ex-fiancé has returned. And he answered without hesitation, I promise to be with her for the rest of my life. Unable to accept it, the queen murmured, I can't believe it, while her thoughts spiraled, wondering why now, even though she didn't truly wish for Mabel's death, she couldn't help but think it would have been better if she had appeared after. Everything was settled. Still, she declared firmly, I'm sorry, but I can't, Duke. I can't give up on you at all. It has to be you. If it's not you, it's not anyone. Yet the Duke replied, it can't be that, Your Majesty. There are many better men in this world. If you try to open but she raised her voice, I told that if it's not you, it's not anyone. That was your fate of the past. Please forget about the past. It's the best way, isn't it? I can issue an imperial edict. Do you really want to let me? And then she shouted, you really want to let me wither to death? The Duke watched her and thought she was just like a child in the form of an adult, frustrated yet aware that whatever she wanted had to be hers. And realizing there was no other way, he finally said, Your Majesty, there is another reason that I can't accept your proposal, prompting her to ask, reason? What reason? After a brief pause, he revealed, I have already had a child, leaving her stunned as she asked, What? A child? Yours? And he confirmed, Yes, Your Majesty. Still in disbelief, she said, You mean Lady Mabel gave birth to the baby? And once again he answered, Yes, Your Majesty. Her voice rose as she demanded, How can we believe this? She's been missing for 5 years. How to believe that child is yours? And the Duke explained, There is a trait that only the Quintrell family has, to which she reacted, Before he continued, It resembles me a lot. So, I can't stand with Your Majesty because I have already had a child. Marrying me would affect the dignity of the kingdom and dishonor Your Majesty. Yet, she stubbornly insisted, No, it's fine. Whether your ex-fiancé returns or has a child, but he interrupted, Your Majesty, it's against the royal laws, only for her to shout, I said it's fine. I just need you. And if it's for you, I can do anything. His tone turned firm as he warned, If you intend to do anything with her, you should give up, Your Majesty, making her narrow her eyes and ask, Are you threatening me? But he calmly replied, No, how can I do that? As a subordinate, how can I dare to cause such discord? Forgive anyone who harms my family, whoever it is. Please don't test my loyalty. Despite this, she declared stubbornly, No matter what you say, this kingdom will be yours, Duke Quintrell, and when he called out, Your Majesty, she continued, That's my and Freeman's intention. So, you should give up. At that moment, a servant rushed in and asked, Your Majesty, are you okay? But the queen, visibly shaken, ordered, Call, and when the servant hesitated, she snapped, I told you, before finally shouting in anger, Call Marquis Lobby here. Now, Belle excitedly showed Patrick the small gifts she had brought. Patrick, look at this, she exclaimed. He looked and said, A teddy bear. Belle clutched it, smiling. Looks so cute, right? How about this one? It's a beautiful music box. There are plenty of other things. It's all yours, he replied in awe. Wow, really? She continued, Well, you must like reading, so I brought some fairy tale books too. Wow. And is the best. Patrick cheered. Thank you, Marie. Hours passed, and Belle reflected, Nothing Patrick is so cute that I just want to be with him all the time. Is that so? A lady commented. Yeah, since he takes after you, he's obviously cute. From his angle of skew, it can be seen that he has many features of His Grace the Duke. Nah, even so, the original faces of children change a lot when they grow up, right? Belle thought, right, there may also be such a case. Sister, you're not going to go out. Meet that marquis, are you? Belle replied, I'm not, don't worry. Now I don't want to be apart from you anymore. In the past 5 years, without you, I had a really hard time. Maribel, I'm sorry. And thank you so much. Patrick, are you having fun? Yes, Mommy. And is the best. Come play with me, Mommy. Belle responded. But then Belle noticed someone and wondered, who's that? Christine said, this is Christine. Lady, you have a guest. What? Which guest? Belle worried. The Duke said, stepping forward and hugging Belle. Belle was startled. Your Grace. She exclaimed, let me go. You really didn't leave, 'cause you promised you wouldn't. Even so, I was worried and wondered what to do if you left. I was afraid that you would disappear again without saying a word like that time. I was really afraid, he said softly. I didn't leave. And will never leave for anywhere. What did you do again this time? She asked. I came to see the Marquis lobby. But he was said to have returned to the Imperial Palace, he replied. Huh? Chris, I thought my brother came back earlier, Belle questioned. Then Her Majesty called for him, Christine explained. Her Majesty? Why? Belle asked. I have no clue, the Duke admitted. Don't just go. I have something to tell you. Could it be? I don't want to hear it. I don't like it, she muttered. Please, listen to me. This matter is also related to Patrick, he said. What? You told Her Majesty about Patrick and me? Belle shouted. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry for saying things without discussing with you first, he said. You even know you were wrong? After all, why did you do that? She asked. Because Her Majesty wants to marry me, he answered. Huh? You refused her? She gasped. That's right, he said. Why? You asked me why? You must keep hiding so you don't know it, don't you? It's not something new that I refused Her Majesty's courtship, he continued. So what? Why did you refuse her? She demanded. Because I'm waiting for you, he said simply. How unbelievable. You really made me an excuse to refuse Her Majesty, she exclaimed. That's right. But even if it wasn't for that, the news of you would be known one day, he added. I'll obviously get out of here before that happens. Belle shouted. Belle, are you going to live like that for the rest of your life? How about Patrick? Are you going to keep running away and raise that child without his father? Do you intend to run away abroad? He asked. Right. He's my son. You don't have to mind him, she said softly. You keep talking about this, or that is the best. Moreover, he thought that he originally did not have a father from the beginning, Belle shouted. Belle, there's no children in this world thinking so. He just pretends not to know. Because he is afraid his mother will get hurt. Belle, he said gently. She whispered. He hugged her from behind and, with a soft but determined voice, said, Marry me. Belle's heart was pounding violently, as if it might burst from her chest. The Duke held her so tightly that escape was impossible. His voice, calm yet firm, broke through the chaos of her racing thoughts. Belle, let's get married, he said. She struggled, disbelief and fear rising within her. Why are you choosing the struggle path over the easier one? The Duke's eyes, sharp and unyielding, fixed on her. Wake up, Mabel. All of these, they are all fake. Was he afraid of exposing his true intention? So did he do this to distract me? Mauve, that fear, made her heart pound even faster. What are you doing? Let me go, she cried. Prince Consort, he said, his voice low and deliberate. The Empress's husband was a glory title. The Premier of Freeman said she loved you, so why did you do this? It's a great opportunity. That title doesn't mean anything to me, she replied, shaking her head. Belle, how can you talk about another woman who takes a liking to me that easily? He asked, voice sharp with disbelief. Because it's the truth, she said. So you don't love me? He asked, disbelief thick in his tone. I'm telling you that before. I never loved you. Please, go, she said, her voice trembling yet firm. Fine, he said after a pause, but there is one thing you need to remember. Even though you never loved me, I will still love you. From the doorway, Belle's brother spoke, hesitantly. Marquis Lobby, will you still marry the Empress? What did she say? She told us not to accept the marriage proposal with the Quintrell family, the Duke replied. You go on with that? His brother asked, worried. Despite the Empress's young age, the Duke started, but Belle's brother interrupted, but the flow inside her veins was the bloodline of the Emperor. I don't want Her Majesty to hold a grudge against me. I don't want to be hated by the Queen. What are you going to do if she did something wrong to May? I too have a family to take care of. So, you tell me to become Prince Consort? The Duke asked, a mix of disbelief and resignation in his tone. That was an illustrious title, Belle's brother said. Of course, siblings share the same thought, the Duke said quietly, almost to himself. Her Majesty may also have said that she doesn't want to get married, his brother continued, and the Duke added, furthermore, Her Majesty. The order was not only applied to me, Marquis Lobby, Belle's brother said firmly. Meanwhile, the Queen's voice rang with authority, addressing Marquis Lobby. Your sister has become quite a hassle. I don't want to know what was and what is about these two relationships. I don't need to know that. The most important thing is that I want to marry Ducal Quintrell. If the Lobby household wants to stand by our side, I'm really going to be generous with your reward. Wait, what did you just say? Marquis Lobby asked, stunned. I'll give you everything you want, the Queen replied. If you want a marriage with a renowned family, I will grant you that wish. I can also write a matchmaking letter for you to become a royal concubine in a foreign country. Or you want your brother's title promotion, I can do that and also give you the ducal title. Oh, that's right. You have a child? If that kid becomes a bother. Or if that child makes Patrick interest, then the Empress can adopt the child. You really that determined, His Majesty? Then it is your wish, Belle's brother said, trying to process the Queen's bold offer. You really that determined, His Majesty? Then it is your wish. I'll just be single until I die, the Duke repeated, voice heavy with resolve. His Majesty, Marquis Lobby started, but the Duke cut in, I loved Belle. Because of that, I will not change my mind. You don't have to worry about Belle's safety. No matter what happens, I shall protect her. I want to ask you a favor, Marquis Lobby. Please, convince Belle. Marquis Lobby thought to himself, convince her, how to do that? There is no specific way to follow. May, His Majesty, and also His Highness, you all have a very high standard. There is no sign that they'll accept each other. Brother, Belle called softly. May come in. I have heard that you have met the Duke before, Marquis Lobby said. Yes, did meet him. Even talked about marriage proposals. Also, the eldest brother went to see the Queen, Belle explained. Yes, it is. If anyone comes to see you, just say that I declined the proposal. If you agree with him, he will give the corresponding price, Marquis Lobby advised. What should I do? If your Majesty brings hatred and harms our family and Quintrell then. I won't change my mind that I won't marry the Duke, Belle said, fear and determination mixing in her voice. But, Mabel, you're worried about the Quintrell, Marquis asked. What? Belle hesitated. I've been curious for a long time, May, Marquis Lobby said gently. Let's not mention it. I don't want to marry the Duke, Belle admitted finally. Do you still love that person? He asked. Marquis Lobby looked at Mabel carefully, curiosity in his eyes. So, how about you, May? Still loving that man? Mabel's expression was unreadable, but her voice carried a quiet, conflicted honesty. I still wonder if I should hate or love him. After all, he was the father of my beloved child. That's it. Marquis frowned slightly. I don't think that feeling was important to me anymore. Even the proposal with His Highness. Mabel, does your hatred have anything to do with the reason why you're leaving? The Duke, what did he do to you? Belle shook her head gently, avoiding his gaze. Brother, sorry, but I don't want to discuss that right now. All things being said, I'll live a quiet life here with Patrick for a while. If you can hold this attitude, there might be a chance that he'd give up. Okay, that's the hope. Don't be too worked up for it, Marquis said, a faint smile appearing. His Majesty was not the type of person that used their power to deal with personal problems. Furthermore, the Duke will watch over you. He said he will protect you no matter what. Really? Then take a rest, brother. I'm sorry for all the troubles that I bring up to you, Belle said softly. It's nothing. We are family, so don't be formal, Marquis said, his voice slight, almost reassuring. He exhaled sharply. Fia, what am I going to do from now on? He thought. I could act cool in front of her before, but how am I supposed to act in the long run, even if you notice any worries or not? Time passed faster than he expected. 1 month later, the city of Kaplan overflowed with cheering people as the Freeman people celebrated with the traditional blessing dance. Today was the birthday of Empress Wilhelm Unju Freeman. The streets and halls echoed with laughter and songs, all in her honor. This is astonishing. What a splendid and well-rounded party, a noble whispered to another. Yes, it was. Did Duke Quintrell plan this whole event? As expected of the one favored by Her Majesty, another replied, eyes wide in admiration. By the scale of this birthday party, perhaps the Duke aims to become Prince Consort, the Empress's husband, one noble speculated. It is most likely to happen, isn't it? Her Highness companion hosting a party. Isn't that common sense? A lady questioned quietly. It was, another noble agreed. A young noble blushed, whispering to his friend, I just noticed when you said it out loud. How can? He always looks so handsome. Will he agree to dance with me if I ask? Talking with him is enough for me. Oh, but no, it probably made Her Highness upset. Duke Quintrell, someone called out as the Duke approached. Your Highness, Duke Quintrell greeted respectfully. If you're already here, then stay by my side, the Queen commanded. The nobles scattered, leaving a clear space for her and the Duke. I tend to greet you earlier. Happy birthday, Your Highness, the Duke said politely. Thank you, the Queen replied with a smile. Hearing those words coming from you sure feels refreshing. So, want to dance with me? I have something to discuss with you. The Duke's thoughts raced. Is it necessary to talk while dancing? What do you want to discuss? Can we say it right here? He asked, a note of caution in his voice. That, it is something that has to be kept secret, the Queen said firmly. Your Highness, today I'm feeling a little bit unwell. So, dancing to me was too much, he said, bowing slightly. So, that's why? I know, there is no choice then. I already gave you the chance, the Queen said, her tone softening, but still commanding attention. May I have your all attention, please? The Queen addressed the remaining nobles. First thing first, you all have my regard for coming to my birthday party. Happy birthday, Your Highness. The Freeman glory, the nobles cheered in unison. I have one wish on this special day. Duke Quintrell, come over here. Move forward a little more, the Queen directed. Standing here publicly, does that really mean? No way, the Duke thought, unease tightening in his chest. Under the King's name, I hereby, Percy de Quintrell, become the Prince Consort of this nation, the Queen announced, her voice carrying clearly through the hall. Public proposal, the Duke thought, frozen in place, every eye upon him, his mind racing. The Queen's voice rang through the grand hall, commanding and unwavering. Marry me, Prince Quintrell. It is a command given in the name of the Queen. Duke Quintrell's thoughts raced. Is that so? Her Majesty's courtship is not yesterday's business, but all in private. This is the first time, a public courtship. Daringly, by virtue of being a servant, she must have thought I couldn't refuse the Queen's public courtship. Abusing God's loyalty, so annoying. I'm sorry, Your Majesty, the Duke said calmly but firmly. I am not able to obey Your Majesty's orders. The Queen's eyes widened, a hint of disbelief creeping in. What does that mean, huh? I don't know. No way, she thought, her composure faltering. I have a child, Your Majesty, the Duke said, voice steady, carrying the weight of truth. The Queen froze, shock spreading across her face. Nonsense. Is he going to reveal it? In front of everyone like this? Because it's not enough to refuse the courtship, as if he had no feelings without expression. How dare you give me such disdain? Pursed Quintrell. I can't be a bureaucrat, The Duke continued, unflinching. You have already seen me with a child and another woman. With what qualifications can I stand next to your majesty? It deceives the royal family. It is disrespectful to your majesty. Please, accept my apology, your majesty. Marquis Lobby's voice suddenly rose, full of shock and confusion. What the hell is going on with this? Did I hear correctly? What's up? This really can't be. The Duke is an illegitimate child. There was a reason why he kept refusing every courting. Who is our opponent? The Dukes, someone shouted back. Lobby, the Duke said calmly. What the hell is this? Lobby exclaimed, panic creeping into his voice. That's it, the Duke replied evenly. I don't think your majesty would do something like this. More than that, but I didn't know you were going to reveal Patrick's existence to everyone. Everyone will be talking about that and try to find out, Lobby shouted, anger and frustration mixing. Are you worried about me? The Duke asked, tilting his head. It's not me, it's Maya, Lobby admitted reluctantly. Belle? What does that mean? The Duke asked, narrowing his eyes. If I were May, I wouldn't want Patrick's presence to be a nuisance to your majesty, Lobby explained quietly. Really? That child never bothers me, Lobby, in any situation. Thank you. I'm in a very bad mood right now. Thanks to you, I feel a little bit better, the Duke said, his expression softening slightly. Well then, I guess I'll just have to go. I have a business trip from tomorrow, he added, turning to leave. Pardon. Lobby called after him. The position of the lobby is great, but don't worry. I plan to put an end to this situation soon, the Duke said, voice firm. What are you trying to do? Lobby asked, wary. The story is told 5 days later. I'll do it then. I'll visit you, Lobby, the Duke replied. Are you okay? Lobby asked, still uneasy. Do as you please, Lobby said finally. Yes. Then see you again, the Duke said, his tone final yet calm. Haze, Lobby muttered, exhaling deeply as the Duke disappeared from sight, leaving a tense silence in the hall. Patrick's small voice rang through the room as he ran forward. Mama. Patrick. Mabel responded, her face lighting up. Have you finished bathing? She asked, kneeling down to greet him. I'm done. I was a good child, Patrick replied proudly. Did you? Well done, sweetheart. Come on, Mama will dry your hair, so come here, Belle said, reaching out to him. But, Mom, I don't see any ants. Where have they all gone? The boy asked, looking around curiously. To the party, Belle replied simply. Party? What do you do when you go to a party? He asked, wide-eyed. Having fun, eating, drinking, and chatting with many people, Belle answered, smiling. Having fun, eating, drinking, and chatting with many people, Patrick repeated eagerly. Uh-huh. Why? Belle asked, tilting her head. I want to chat with my friends too, the boy exclaimed. Is it hard to live here? Isn't it fun? Playing with Mom? She asked softly. It's fun. It's fun to play with Mom and Aunt. I like that there are a lot of toys and books. But I also want to see my friends, Patrick said honestly. All right. I'll take Patrick when he's a little bigger, Belle promised, her thoughts wandering. Also, living in hiding without being able to leave the mansion like this. Not good for Patrick. I have to leave here quickly. My son, do you look more handsome after washing? Belle asked with a playful smile. How handsome am I? Patrick asked, grinning. As handsome as the earth, as the sky, she said, ruffling his hair gently. Am I as handsome as my dad? The boy asked innocently. Belle froze. Huh? Your dad? The one who gave birth to Patrick. You. About your dad, that is, she thought, shocked. She recalled the Duke's words. Just pretend you don't know. I was worried about him. Who would get hurt? Belle muttered softly to herself. No way. Really that. Miss, a servant called. Belle replied, startled. What's the matter? She asked finally. Master and all madam are back, Miss Mabel, the servant reported. Did everyone come early? Belle asked, glancing toward the door. Mabel, Duke Quintrell greeted, stepping inside. It was still a little past 8 o'clock. Is anyone sick? She asked, concern in her voice. No, just, the Duke started. The banquet atmosphere is not very good, Belle observed, frowning. What happened? He asked. Why, Your Majesty? A lady stammered, eyes wide with anxiety. What? Belle demanded, her voice sharp. I can't even imagine how ashamed Your Majesty must have been, the Duke said softly. Nonsense, Belle replied, shaking her head. Was he intentionally rejecting the courtship? To put her queen in her grasp and refuse, to cement his own dominance in this marriage, he'd be pushing and pulling his relationship with me for nothing, she thought, frowning. But I thought eventually he would marry the queen. By the way, refusing public courtship and revealing Patrick's existence? When this happens, he is also difficult to sneak away. What the hell are you thinking? Belle shouted. Meg, the Duke said, startled. Marguerite de Quintrell, Percy's younger sister, stepped forward. Brother, are you crazy? What happened? The Duke asked. Whoa, what happened? Marguerite exclaimed. Do you know what people say about my brother now? That my brother has 10 illegitimate children. No, maybe illegitimate children. It turns out that the mother of an illegitimate child is the daughter of normal people. I went to a meeting and I was scolded for not being able to answer those questions. Marguerite shouted, frustration in her voice. If that's enough in front of me, what can you do without me? She added softly. It was not enough that the most powerful man in the empire refused the queen's public courtship. The reason is because of an illegitimate child, the Duke said calmly. You know, this is great gossip, Marguerite said, a smirk forming. Well, I kind of expected this. That's no surprise. And I don't care what they say behind your back, the Duke replied. I guess so. But, Marguerite said, hesitating. With 20 illegitimate children, do I look like such a cheap man? The Duke asked sharply. Really? Brother, that doesn't matter now. Are you really going to marry Lady Mabel? Marguerite shouted, desperation in her voice. Meg, I know, the Duke admitted quietly. The fact that my older brother feels responsible for the child, I know you love Lady Mabel. But she says she doesn't want to marry you, brother. Don't hold on to people you don't like. No matter how much you try, you still can't get her to be by your side. Brother, where are you going? Marguerite demanded. To Lobby Mansion, the Duke replied calmly. Pardon? Marguerite exclaimed. Wait, you just came back. Oh, really? It's a pain in the ass, she muttered, shaking her head. Christine's gentle voice broke the morning calm. Lady, are you ready? Yes, Christine. Yes. Would it be okay? Wouldn't it be better to inform him and accompany him? Don't worry too much, Belle replied, her tone thoughtful but anxious. It'll be fine, Mauve, she reassured herself. I wish I did, but Christine hesitated. I've been out of my mind these past few days. At the tea party I went to yesterday, my heart was really shaking and I got scolded, Belle admitted softly. I'm afraid I'll make a mistake, Christine confessed. I'm sorry, Christine, Belle said quickly, bowing her head slightly. Oh dear, it's all right. Don't worry, all right? Rather today, the Duke, Christine began, but Belle cut in. Oh, it was. When will you come? Maybe late afternoon, Christine replied, a small smile playing on her lips. Suddenly, a servant hurried in. Madam, Mississippi, the Duke of Quintrell has arrived. Belle's heart skipped. The Duke looked at her, voice calm but curious. Belle? What are you doing? Come here. Belle muttered, caught off guard. Long time no see. I was nervous and looked at him without realizing it. Long time no see, the Duke said softly, a small smile tugging at his lips. Why? She asked, raising an eyebrow. Is it just the gist? I thought you had a lot to ask, he said. You refused Your Majesty's courtship. Do you still have a reason to do that? For what? Belle's voice trembled slightly. What do you mean? All I want is to marry you, the Duke replied simply. If it's because of the responsibility for Patrick, Belle began cautiously. No, Patrick is of course precious to me, but you are more important. But don't you know my heart? Therefore, I'm going to try my best to convince you, he said firmly. Do you really have to do that? She asked softly. Belle, you know what? If the parents are not married, the custody of a child can be exercised preferentially by the parent of higher status. Yeah, I can get Patrick from you anytime I want, the Duke said, his voice low but steady. Belle's eyes widened. Your Majesty, are you planning to take the child from me? No, Patrick is not a thing. Being separated from his mother right now is detrimental to your emotions. So, you come too, to Quintrell Mansion, he explained calmly. Huh, what is it? Belle stammered. It's true that I did something wrong to you. So you must be so cruel to me. But what was the wrong thing I did to you? I don't even know what to think. You're not going to tell me, Belle. If you don't want to tell me, don't tell me. But give me a chance to atone. A chance, just 1 year. Leave only 1 year of your life to me. Just 1 year as Duchess of Quintrell. If you still hate me after that, then I'll let you go. Both of you, the Duke said, his voice almost pleading. How can I believe that? Belle asked, doubt in her eyes. You can write a memorandum if you want. I will completely transfer custody to you. And after I die, all Quintrell will be inherited by Patrick. But after you divorced me and remarried, he continued, his tone softening. But after you divorced me and remarried, Belle echoed, still unsure. Mabel, even if we divorce a year later, there is no other woman in my life. I promise, he said, eyes earnest. Belle's mind raced. It might not be a bad choice. If I close my eyes and live together for just 1 year, but don't know what he's doing wrong? Really? For a chance to atone? Why? They might be trying to kill me under the guise of an accident in the mansion. But if he wants to write a memorandum, why is he even doing that? What the hell is he thinking? I get it first. I'll think about it, the Duke said calmly, sensing her hesitation. Please go back as soon as possible because I have a place to go, Belle said. Really? How long do you need time? He asked gently. I'll give you an answer by next week, she replied, her heart still fluttering. Next week? Great. You will need plenty of time to think too. Then, I'm looking forward to it, the Duke said, his voice soft but firm, leaving a lingering warmth in the room. Belle reminded herself, remember yourself, Mabel. You cannot afford such distracting thoughts at present. The situation is dire. If I make one misstep, just then, the butler spoke, Lady Mabel. She replied, oh yes. The butler announced, we have arrived. The young lady of House Robin has arrived, the Queen commanded, send her in. Mabel studied her thoughts. Yes, I must keep my wits about me. I must not let my mind wander. A word out of turn here, and I am ruined. Belle had not expected a summons from Her Majesty when they had never met before. Gathering courage, she approached the Queen and said, I offer my humblest greetings to the son and the mother of Fredman. My name is Mabel R.A. Robin, Your Majesty. The Queen ordered, have a seat, Lady Mabel. Belle thought nervously, why does she say nothing? I feel I will choke. Then the Queen said, congratulations. Belle asked, why Your Majesty? What do you mean? The Queen replied, on your safe return. Belle bowed and said, oh, I'm most grateful, Your Majesty. The Queen continued, and for one more thing, I hear you've had a child. My congratulations. Pray tell, who is the child's father? Belle answered, it is Duke Quintrell, Your Majesty. The Queen remarked, you must be aware that I proposed to him at my birthday celebration and that he rejected me, despite the multitude of onlookers. His excuse was the child already born between the two of you. I had already asked your brother for a favor in advance, and I was patient, taking faith in that. But the situation has changed. Do you desire to marry him? Belle replied, I do not seek marriage with his grace, Your Majesty. However, the Queen asked, however, Belle answered, if I do not wed the Duke, I put myself in a position where I may lose the custody of my child. The Queen said, so he has threatened you over custody of the child. How dare he? If custody is assured to you, you have no wish to marry the Duke. Belle nodded. Yes, Your Majesty. I wish to live in peace with my child. If I can only protect him. The queen said, "Very well then. I will ensure that custody of your child remains in your hands," Belle replied, "but as you surely know, your majesty, our kingdom's law dictates that." The queen interrupted, "I am the ruler of this kingdom. What problem could that pose to me?" Belle hesitated. "The nobles may oppose it, your majesty." The queen reassured her, "You needn't worry about that. All you must do is promise me something. If I am able to secure for you custody of your child, you will not marry Duke Quintrell." Belle bowed deeply. "Yes, your majesty. I promise." The queen smiled. "I am glad that we were able to reach an understanding. I pray you do not renege on your words in the future, Lady Mabel." The queen added, "Oh, and I should like to keep our conversation a secret from the Duke." "I'm sure you understand." Belle answered quietly, "Yes, your majesty." The queen nodded. "Very well. You may go now." Then she called out, "One moment, Lady Mabel. May I ask you one more thing?" Belle replied politely, "Of course, your majesty." "Anything at all." The queen asked softly, "Why do you not wish to marry the Duke?" Belle blinked. "Sorry." The queen continued, "Well, it may be a little amusing of me to ask, but I am quite curious. Why would you not seek marriage with a fiancé you love and with whom you even have a child?" "A change of heart, perhaps?" The queen added gently, "Oh, that's… well, if you are opposed to it, you needn't answer. I'm sure you have your reasons. Forgive me for posing such a silly question. In any case, welcome back, Lady Mabel." Belle bowed once more. "Thank you, your majesty." She thought, "I can secure my custody for Patrick. Even for her majesty, it may prove difficult to violate the law in opposition of House Quintrell. But whether her majesty resolves this problem, or I enter a contractual marriage with the Duke, I have nothing to lose. I have no need to worry about anything." Suddenly, Duke Quintrell appeared. May, what are you doing here?" Belle froze as the Duke thought to himself, "Oh my." Duke looked at Mabel, his voice sharp. "What are you doing here?" Belle thought nervously. "Hey, meet you here." "I didn't mean to come alone." The Duke's gaze narrowed as he asked again, "So what is happening here?" Belle recalled her day. "I came straight from the lobby mansion to the royal palace because I finished my business trip." The Duke pressed on. "What about Belle? Was this the place you had to go?" Belle hesitated. She thought, "You have to go around doing anything." Then she said aloud, "Bro, I came to see you." The Duke's eyes widened. "No way. Today is a non-meeting day. Lobby isn't going to come here. He even lied to me and came to meet me. Have you met his majesty?" Belle stammered, that? The Duke's voice grew sharper. "I keep you said. Your lies are invisible. Your fingertips are trembling like this. Say it, Belle. Why did you hide that you met his majesty?" Belle whispered. Then louder, "Never mind. It's nothing. I'm afraid you're worried about anything." The Duke softened slightly. "No worries. Do you know that I care about you?" "That's nice. I thought you didn't care at all." "What did you talk to your majesty?" Belle shook her head. "It's a secret." The Duke asked again. "Oh. What did his majesty tell you to keep your mouth shut?" "Have you ever been threatened?" Belle replied. "You said no, because you are sensitive to even useless things like this. I don't want to tell you." "There was nothing to worry about." The Duke hummed. Okay, I guess I won't tell you anyway. Let me ask myself." Suddenly, he shouted, "Majesty." Belle winced. "Don't do that. I feel like I've become a snitch for nothing." The Duke said with a hint of amusement, "It's my first time." "Yeah? You caught me like this first." "First time seeing it again, Mabel." Belle sighed. Anyway. Please don't bother me anymore." The Duke chuckled. "Okay. I'm just guessing anyway," he thought. "Don't tell me." Then he asked, "Would you like me to take a tour of the palace?" Belle nodded. "That's okay. I'll just go." She added softly to herself, "I'm home, miss." Christine looked at her with concern. "Are you okay? If you ever get hurt." Belle reassured her, "It's okay. Anyone who sees me would think I was dragged, Chris." Christine shook her head, still worried. "Still? How worried?" "Today, I saw your majesty's majesty, so I don't know what was said." Belle said with a small smile, That's okay." Christine continued, "The two of you made such a proposal." Belle nodded. "Yes, I think I can raise Patrick either way. I don't want to be the Duchess of Quintrell if possible, but…" Christine said, "Either way, I'll have to wait." Belle agreed, "Yes." "So, Chris, can't we just know about this for the time being?" Christine nodded. "Yes. I will, miss." Really, miss? Then dinner. At that moment, Patrick called out, "Mom." Belle's face lit up. Patrick continued, "I wanted to play together, but I was sad that my mom wasn't there." "Where have you been, Mama?" Belle hugged him gently. "I'm sorry, Patrick." For a moment, who to meet? The child asked curiously. "Who?" "That guy?" Belle smiled softly. Someone else," she thought. "Oh, about that person." Then she asked Patrick, "Did you eat dinner?" The child shook his head. "No, Mom, I've been waiting for you." "Nana." Belle laughed like that. "So, shall we have dinner and play with Mom?" Patrick grinned. "Yes." "What are you going to play?" "My aunt." Belle's heart warmed as she thought, Patrick. If I could hug you like this, Mom will do anything." The noble spoke first. "The Tesla King wants to negotiate over the marriage." The Queen raised an eyebrow. "The Tesla King? Is that true?" The Marquis replied, "Yes, I have voiced my anticipation in this marriage being a beneficial one, Your Highness." Another noble added, "The Tesla King is a man of ambition and generosity." A different noble chimed in, "Yes, that's true. My close friend in Tesla said that his personality is kind and humane. Also, he is told to be quite handsome. We should make use of this opportunity to enhance two countries' solidarity." Another noble nodded. "That's right. Tesla is a country of untapped potential." The Queen replied thoughtfully, That's right. Tesla is a country of untapped potential. But I am not interested." The Duke asked, "Is there any reason to worry about?" The Queen explained, "The Tesla royal family supports sabbatical, so the child of a foreign queen will have difficulty in getting their welcome. There may even be harsh conflicts. As to me, I would not approve a Tesla-born man ruling Freeman." The noble said, "I understand. If so, then you can pick one prince consort from Freeman nobles." The Queen replied slowly, "Okay then. If not, then there will be more things to do." "Duke Quintrell, I mean the child who lives with you. That child's custody should be handed to the mother, to my viewpoint." The Duke shouted in disbelief, "Your Majesty, what do you mean? The only prince consort I want is you." "But I thought that child can cause inconveniences." "We can solve that." The Duke continued firmly, "According to the Empire's law, that child's custody is mine." "Whatever you say, I don't think that the laws enforced by our ancestors can be disturbed." The Queen replied calmly, "I don't intend to break the law that severely, Duke Quintrell." She added, "What then?" "I am the Queen, but have no right to do so." The Duke responded, "But Your Majesty, I gave birth to a child of another woman. Not to mention the child, me being chosen as the prince consort can undermine the reputation of the royal family." The Marquis interjected, "Duke Quintrell has his point, Your Majesty. The partner of the Queen must be a virgin." The nobles murmured, "That's right. If any mistake is discovered, then the reputation of both Freeman and Your Majesty could be disputed. Whether we accept the proposal from the Tesla King or not, please marry a native noble first." "My son has not found his partner." "What do you think, Your Majesty?" "My son has not found his partner." "What do you think, Your Majesty?" "Please have a look at these requests, Your Majesty. However, I still think that the biological mother should raise this child, Your Majesty." "That?" The Queen addressed Duke Quintrell directly, "All of these are because of you. I have already known, but with hindsight, I am even more impressed by your sincerity. So I too should pay you something once you marry another woman. Don't you think that child can be a spot in your reputation?" "So," the Duke said firmly, "you need not do so, Your Majesty." The Queen shouted, "Why?" "I am determined to get married." The mother, "What have I misheard or what?" The Duke said, "Isn't it obvious? She is my love, and once I have children, then I should be responsible." The Marquis asked, "Your Majesty, what to reply the Tesla King?" The Queen laughed loudly, "Ah ha ha ha, ha ha ha." The Marquis questioned, "Your Majesty." The Queen replied, "Do you think she also wants to get married to you?" "What? Did that partner ask for your opinion?" "Both the partner and the child. You just say without any information." She thought angrily, "You will say so." The Queen said aloud, "I am so naive. I believed all the things you said, right? Try prove it." She thought again, "I got no other choice, but bring that child here, Duke Quintrell. That is what you deserve." The Duke spoke loudly, "Your Majesty, what I am saying is directly from my heart. I can swear on my reputation and my ancestors. The queen said firmly, "Of course I want to believe you, but I think seeing is more valuable than saying. Isn't it faster? If you proceed to it, then I have nothing to say but to recognize it." This is the queen's order, she thought. Percy de Quintrell appeared to be perplexed just because of a child. What is heard or happens, he has always been impeccable and calm. Just because of that 2 guys, the queen commanded, "Let all the people here see that child. If not, I will impose punishment for your lies." Mabel shouted in shock. "What? What are you saying?" Belle asked. "Your Majesty herself said that." The Marquis confirmed, "Yes." She seemed to be heavily hurt looking at the 1,000,000,000 people. Belle cried, "But Patrick is only 4. She want to get him depressed in the party of the nobles." She asked anxiously, "What did Her Majesty say?" He replied, "His Majesty is still on the negative side, but Her Majesty, it was harsh." Belle thought bitterly. "And then she allowed me to take care of my child, but then she stabbed my back." He asked again, "May?" Belle thought, "There is no problem if you touch me," but he shouted, "Where are you going, May?" Belle thought desperately, "I can't stand touching Patrick." Meg greeted Duke softly, "You came so early." The Duke responded, "Yes. The meeting ended early, so I." He paused as curiosity flickered in his eyes. "What happened?" She said quietly, "A letter has just arrived." The Duke asked, "From where?" Meg hesitated. "This." The Duke commanded, "Meg, prepare to welcome guests. Prepare the best tea." The butler added, "Let's prepare to welcome guests. Lady Mabel will visit." Lady Mabel will visit. Belle looked around. This place hasn't changed. Lawrence smiled warmly. "Lady Mabel." "Long time no see," Belle replied. "Lawrence." "Yes, long time no see," she thought. Lawrence remains the same as before. The decorations of the mansion, the sun shining on the shiny floor. Even this hallway leads to you. "Things have changed," the Duke said softly. "Only you and me, Belle. I am really surprised. I didn't expect that you would come here to find me." "Maybe it is not because you miss me that came all the way here," he asked. "Is something wrong?" "No matter what, if I can help then." "Highness." Belle shook her head. "Maybe now is not the time to say things like that. The story at the meeting this morning, I heard it all." The Duke leaned in. "What do you say? Do you think I'm hiding something?" Belle shook her head. "No, I don't mean that, but..." He said reassuringly, "You don't have to worry too much, Belle. We're not going to make Patrick a decoration. There is a way that only the Queen can see." Belle spoke carefully. "Highness, you may know that the Queen has promised to give me custody of Patrick, on the condition that I will not marry you. But today, I think I can't keep that promise. So, I will live as Highness's wife for 1 year." The Duke blinked. "Really?" Belle nodded. "Yes. You took out Patrick and made such a request, so I also need to do something to benefit myself, right?" "Why are you looking at me like that?" he asked. "Is it really just for that reason?" She replied cautiously. "You mean?" He shook his head. "That isn't the thing I'm worried about." She reassured him. "Nope. You must not misunderstand. I'm frustrated because I and the baby caused trouble for you." He smiled gently. "Belle, you and Patrick are never a trouble to me. Never been a mistake, too. Now and in the future, too," she whispered. "I don't think so. Others also feel like me," he said firmly. "What other people think is not important. It's important. Rumors spread everywhere, you know that too. You should not care about those things." She shouted. "How?" Then she cried. "How can I not care? It's about me. Please change your habit of talking as if your problem is not important." He said softly, Look, you're really worried about me." She admitted. "I had said no." He asked, "Isn't it?" She said, "It's just a courtesy to the baby's father." He nodded. "Okay. We understand." She added, "Please keep your word. After 1 year, you must let me go." He agreed. "Okay, if you want, we can write a pledge for both sides to trust each other." Patrick de Quintrell, as relay. 1 Percy de Quintrell, Quintrell's wife for the next year. 2 Joining through married life for a year, must respect Mabel Arabi's intentions about the future path. 3 After 1 year, Mabel Arabi has priority custody of Patrick de Quintrell. For both must do their best to raise Patrick. 5 Percy de Quintrell must legally recognize Patrick as the heir to House Quintrell. Belle said firmly, "The last clause is unnecessary." He replied, "No, I will write it down." He thought, "I don't know why. So lucky." At least Patrick isn't disgraced. He said aloud, "This will be notarized by our family's attorney. It means that the effect will be no problem." "Is it okay?" She smiled. "It still matters that you saw Patrick." He nodded. "If that's the case, then what I said earlier was." She interrupted, "No, I have a simpler way to solve it." The Marquis spoke hurriedly. "Sorry, I have to go to Quintrell's palace now." "That is your highness, and your majesty suggested so." Mabel apologized softly. "I apologize for not being able to tell you." This decision at this time was decided so suddenly. He said reassuringly, "Oh, no problem." "You worked so hard," Christine added warmly. "That's right, lady." "Moreover, actually, we just want you are fine." Another lady said, "That's right, ma'am." 1 year later, "Whatever you will decide, this is a good thing." Belle smiled. "Thank you, everyone." He asked thoughtfully, "So May, what do you think about the meeting tonight?" She said nervously, That ends moreover." He tilted his head. "Moreover," she admitted, "I don't know how to start speaking with Patrick. This child is too small, and because I also don't tell him about his father. This is my thinking." Christine said gently, "But it'd better for him to know about it earlier." He agreed. "That's right, May," she thought. "Telling the truth is better, right?" Aloud, she called out, "Patrick." "Duke Quintrell, who came to our house last time?" Patrick asked excitedly. "Yes." "The man who is tall and handsome, right?" She blinked. "What?" Yes," he asked curiously. "When will he come again?" "Looks like he hasn't come lately," she explained. He is a busy person." "Why? You want he comes, don't you?" He nodded eagerly. "Yes, he is a good person." She teased. "Yeah? But you rarely meet him." Belle thought, "That's good too. Although I don't usually meet him, that's fine." She asked carefully, "So Patrick, I don't know, what about living with me?" He asked. "In our house?" She shook her head. "No, at my house." He said slowly, "So that is." She thought nervously. "What?" She asked again. "What do you think about it?" He replied, "Yes, that's okay." She looked at him. "Really? You've just met me several times. And you've never been there." She added, "You won't meet your auntie, uncle, and aunt. Is that okay?" He replied confidently, "I like you. And we can come back my house sometimes." She smiled. "Of course, that's okay." He grinned. But if we live in your house, that means my mother marriages with you, right?" She thought. Alint Miravel said that getting married is living with the person you love. He asked curiously, "You love him, right?" She responded warmly, "I love Patrick the most." He asked in surprise, "Really? What about Dad?" She said gently, "Dad, is that you?" "Patrick, how come?" She thought. Seems it would be better to say before it's too late, before suffering the after effect. "Patrick is an intelligent boy." She said seriously, "Yes, Patrick, there is one thing that I haven't told to you." He asked. "Yes," she whispered, "it's about your dad, that Duke Quintrell." She thought nervously, "What do we do now?" "I can't put it into words." He asked. "That man is my dad, isn't he?" She asked softly. "What did you say?" "Patrick, you have known it, haven't you?" "Come," he replied thoughtfully, "I don't know, I just guess. Because I and Mom have the color of the hair, so I guess my eyes have your eyes' color." "So do my friends." She nodded. "His eyes have the same color with mine." She thought proudly, "My Patrick is so intelligent." "I'm afraid you will get hurt later, so I intend to explain to you." He asked worriedly, "Getting hurt?" "What are you saying?" She said softly. "That? Why hasn't Dad been with me initially?" He shrugged. Don't know." "Is there something private?" "But now we are living together. It's okay." She asked, "Really, is that okay? Aren't you surprised?" "Yes, what?" She thought maturely, without thinking seriously about my absence. He asked calmly, "Should I be surprised?" She responded, "No, not that." She thought, despite being a child, Patrick has his own thinking. "I've guessed his thinking based on my own way of thinking." She said warmly, "My Patrick is more mature than I think." He said humbly, "I am still not grown up." "You're mature." She laughed. That's right." That's right. It's still a long time to grow up, so you need to sleep right now." He asked cutely. "I am not asleep." "Can you sing lullabies for me?" She smiled. "Okay, I will." She thought softly, "My lovely son. Good night." The maids were busy with preparations, one asking, "Hey, do you think there's something on the curtains?" Another replied, "Yeah." "Where?" "In that curtain." The queen, overseeing everything, called out, "Attention. The guests are coming soon, so I have to finish everything perfectly." Lawrence reassured her, "Don't worry, miss. All preparations have already been made." The queen then inquired anxiously, "Lawrence, where is my brother?" "It would be difficult if he was late again like last time." He replied calmly, "I made a request before entering the palace." "And he won't be late." She nodded, relieved. "Good. Working until a day like today. You're a huge workaholic." "Nothing else. It's his birthday." Recalling the past, she thought, "What? Everyone hasn't come yet? Where is everyone?" Think the miss should say, "Congratulations, last year's nightmare." She laughed softly, thinking, the preparation would be perfect. What will happen at this birthday party? Why do I have such an ominous feeling? Yeah, like what happened as if it would happen. Turning to the mirror, she asked playfully, "Hey, do I look pretty?" The maids chimed in, "Yes, your lady. You're as beautiful as the goddess of the moon." She laughed, "Haha, the hardness is true." "That's gone too far." One maid apologized, "I'm sorry," to which the queen replied, "All right, it's a compliment. Nice to hear. Did you get the right gift for the? I am worried." The maid reassured her, "Don't worry, sister. The queen said so." "Then that's it, Branch." The butler interjected, "Why can't you give up on your heart?" Another maid said, "Swallow profane words to your heart, sir." Nobles arrived with admiration. "Oh, welcome to Freeman's son." "Oh my lord, you are so beautiful today." "Yes, you have a graceful figure that God will be jealous of." The queen said graciously, "Oh, thank you all." "But Sir Quintrell." The nobles shouted, "Congratulations on your birthday." The duke acknowledged, "What a great banquet." "Thank you. Your sister will be delighted." The queen said, "Quintrell Ball." The duke greeted, "Your Majesty. Thank you for attending." She smiled warmly, "Of course, I should come. It's the birthday of the person I love the most. It's Gong's birthday today. Didn't he go to the palace and work? Overwork is not good. Because you are like Freeman's pillar. How about taking a few days off?" He replied, "It's okay. Don't speculate. Still, it must be tiring for me to have something to show." The duke hesitated. "Picture if you say, 'Can I take a few days off?'" She nodded, "Yes, you can relax whenever you want and not overdo it. Allowed by the king's authority. Oh, and besides that, I have a special gift for you. Wouldn't you like to release it from the other side together?" He thought, "Together? Two people?" Then he said humbly, "It's hollow, Your Majesty. It is an honor enough just to have you attend. The original gift is to be unwrapped when you are with a group of people. Your Majesty bestows it on me. I want everyone here to see it, so that Your Majesty's kindness will be widely known." She smiled. "After all, there is no such loyal servant as Gong. Why do you even think of me like this?" "Thank you very much." She commanded, "Sir Ritz, bring it." The person receiving the gift should unwrap it. She announced happily, "Happy birthday, Prince Quintrell." He said in awe, "I'm in awe, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, I hope this is." She asked, "Oh, do you know? These are the clothes my great-grandfathers used to wear." He thought Wilhelmine's great-grandfather was the first and only national book in Freeman's history. The clothes he wore on numerous official occasions. She explained, "It is a gift with clear and explicit intentions." The queen asked, "How are you? Do you like it?" "The dimensions would be right." He replied gratefully, "Thank you, Your Majesty. I like it. I will keep it." She suggested, "Okay, so why don't you dance a song with me now? I got a present too." He hesitated, "Your Majesty, excuse me, but I have a separate partner today." She curiously asked, "Do you have someone to dance with?" "Who is that?" He clarified, "I was just going to take this opportunity to introduce myself to everyone." "Let me introduce." She frowned, "Nonsense." He proudly said, "This is my son. This is my son's mother. This is the person I will marry." The Duke stepped forward, announcing, "Let me introduce. This is my son's mother, and the person I'm going to marry. Miss Mabella Robbie." Belle, feeling slightly uneasy, asked quietly, "Will it be okay?" "You don't seem more embarrassed than I thought." He replied firmly, "There's no other way." She pressed on, "So why has Your Majesty's gift shown up in front of everyone's eyes? You did it on purpose, right?" He explained patiently, "I've told you so many times. She doesn't show any signs of folding your mind, so I have to cut it off for her sake." It wouldn't be more than anything. Today's thing is what you wanted. Belle thought, it has been this way, but that's not what I'm saying. She said aloud, anyway, there's a lot of eyes, so let Patrick in first. He agreed, okay. Huh, Patrick chimed excitedly. Patrick wants to play and party, too. She repeated, Patrick wants to play and party, too. Patrick laughed. All right, bye-bye. The Duke added with finality, anyway, now we're married. We're never going back again. Belle muttered, wow, I didn't mean to be that. He replied, you never know. Maybe you've changed your mind. She reasoned, Patrick's parental authority is at stake. Then I don't act emotionally. He said, that's a relief. So now, it's a trouble. The nobles, astonished, whispered, is she really Lady Mabella? Oh my God, you're alive. Where the hell have you been for 5 years? Belle sighed, Hayes, I'm hell exhausted. She recalled their words. Oh, what are you talking about? It must have been Blue Eyes. That kid is really the Duke's kid, is he? Did you get kidnapped? I suffered for 2 long hours. She thought further, it's been a while since I had a social party. You guys keep asking me awkward questions. I'm glad the other family didn't come. I've heard rumors. The nobles pressed on, are you planning to have that baby for 4 years? You're doing a great job. It's suspicious. Isn't there something that makes her feel guilty? He doesn't tell me what happened. Well, then the Duke wouldn't have said he'd marry her. Belle reassured herself. It's okay. Everything is completely true, and there's no need to worry. Meg appeared and greeted, Lady Mabella. Belle wondered, who's there, and responded, Miss Margaret. Meg smiled. I heard you're back. It's good to see you again. I didn't know we'd meet again like this. Belle apologized. I'm sorry about disappearing without a word. That scare you? Meg said kindly, I see. It'll be all right. Your Majesty told you to put the child before all the nobles, right? Belle admitted, yes. I'm scared to think that the sun might go down on Patrick. It was an inevitable choice for me. And even that, I didn't want his reputation to fall continuously. Meg mused, I guess you perhaps love him a lot, Lady Mabella. Belle replied firmly, what, no. It's just for me and Patrick. The story of marriage is just to guarantee the child's parental rights. Meg continued warmly, is it? Even that, I'm glad to think that Lady Mabella will be my stepsister. I don't know what happened between the two of you guys. Am I being too insincere? Belle smiled, Margaret. The Duke arrived, noting, oh, you two were together. My sister. Meg asked, do you have anything to say to me? He responded awkwardly, oh, I'm sorry. Meg said, you seem to know what's wrong. You seem to know what's wrong, he muttered. Oh, I'll keep that in mind. Meg sighed, Ace, see you again, Lady Mabel. Belle asked, you're going to go? Meg explained, I think my brother's here to find you, Lady Mabella. I'm not that subtle type, the Duke said, so. What's the affair to you? I was just worried if you were okay. Belle assured, I'm okay though. How it still happened moreover. I had a little fun today. The Duke asked, really? It's so good. Belle admitted, that? She thought. I laughed unconsciously. She added, if you don't have anything else to say, I'll be on my way. The Duke stopped her, Wait a minute. She asked, do you have anything to say? He hesitated, here's grass on your hair, she said. Oh, thanks. Anne. He replied simply, yes. She smiled shyly. A Duke, happy birthday. He responded warmly, thank you, Bella. Meg paced impatiently, asking, when is Belle coming? When is Belle? Before shouting, brother, she scolded, can't you be silent for a moment? You have been asking the same question for 2 hours. The Duke replied lazily, am I? Then, when is Belle coming? She shouted again, brother. Sorry, but I've waited for too long. Belle thought to herself, 3 days after the king's birthday party. He said excitedly, I finally can become Belle's family. Reflecting inwardly, he remembered, first day of the contracted marriage. Meg asked curiously, do you like Lady Mabel that much? She continued, she suddenly disappeared and then showed up. She kept rejecting your proposal without reason. If I were you, I would be exhausted, he said with determination. If only she had the same feeling as me, but I have no choice. She replied sharply, then you should give up. He shook his head. Why? I believe I can make her love me, she admitted softly. Impressive. Over 5 years. He smiled. That is the power of love. She asked thoughtfully, doesn't the queen feel the same way? He answered, Your Majesty only wants to possess everything. Since she can get everything that she wants in her life, she would be disgruntled if she can't. She murmured, He turned to Meg. Meg, don't you like anyone? You're old enough to get married. She said calmly, I don't have one. And I still have plenty of time. Lady Maribel is the same age as me, but she hasn't married yet. He inquired, Who? She blinked, Who what? Lady Mabel's sister. Don't you know her? He admitted, Actually, I rarely meet her. You already met her? You must know each other. She clarified, We're not that close. And it isn't that kind of relationship. I met her at the party before and exchanged some words. He nodded. Is that so? Anyway, you should think about it. I met Belle when I was younger than you now. A servant interrupted, Your Highness, the carriage loaded with luggage has arrived. The Duchess is coming, the Duke asked, Already prepared? Is it perfect? She said patiently, I've answered that question many times, my brother. I've taken care of it. Don't you believe me? Hup, brother, he exclaimed. Belle thought, come by himself. She stammered, I've just arrived. He smiled. Belle, there's no need for a formal greeting between husband and wife. She replied shyly, I'm sorry. He reassured, You don't have to say sorry. Loosen up a little when you face me. She asked, By the way, do you have any inconvenience on your way? He said, No. She responded softly, Thanks to you. He greeted, Patrick? Hi, Patrick. Patrick answered, Hello, Uncle. Both exchanged glances, wondering, Uncle. Belle, he doesn't know about our marriage? She said calmly, No, he knows. He asked, Why is he like that? She said, Patrick. The Duke reassured her, It's okay, Belle. Take it slow. She admitted, It's because of my carelessness. He explained, Patrick has only met me a few times since he always called me Uncle. His nervousness is understandable. He then said warmly to Patrick, Call me as you like. You're used to calling me Uncle, aren't you? Patrick nodded, smiling, Good job. The Duke asked, Are you hungry? Want to come in? I've prepared some food, and with that, the Duke and Patrick stepped into the mansion together. The Duke showed Belle around, saying, This is my room. Belle looked around, a little overwhelmed, and said, You don't need to make it become sparkle like this. Too many things. Meg chimed in, Not much. Now you are the wife of the Duke of Quintrell. Are you satisfied? Belle smiled warmly. I love it. It's amazing. The room was very nice. Meg laughed, lucky. Actually, I decorated this room. If you're not satisfied, I'm afraid I don't know what to do. Belle echoed gratefully, Thank you. Meg teased, By the way, did you make excuses to avoid my brother? The arrangements have already been taken care of by the servants, Belle recalled, some minutes ago, and said to the Duke, You take the boy on a tour of the place well, so I will stay and arrange luggage. He noted teasingly. At lunch, too, you behaved quite awkwardly. That meal was too lavish. Belle shook her head. Not like that. The Duke explained to Patrick, even though he has adopted his father and looks calm. She added thoughtfully, but there was still a lack of connection between the two of them. They probably need more time. Meg asked, You did this for Patrick? Belle confirmed, Yes. Meg suggested, That is so. Shall we have a cup of tea? Belle agreed. Okay. But I have one thing to confirm. She asked, To confirm. The Duke guided Patrick. Patrick, this is the office that Dad frequently comes. Patrick noted, Too wide. He added, There is also a reading room. The kid asked curiously, Are there any comics? He shook his head. There isn't any comics. Do you like reading? If you like it, I'll buy it for you. So if you want to read a book or meet me, just come here. Do you understand? The kid nodded, Yes. He asked gently, Patrick, do you hate me? Compared to when you met me and didn't know I was your father, I thought you liked me less. Patrick replied honestly, Before, I also thought that you were like my father. Because the color of our eyes is the same. He smiled, Really? You have a good eye. He repeated softly, Really? You have a good eye. The kid admitted, I told my mother I was fine. But actually, I don't like a little bit. Because if I have a father, every day will be very interesting. From now on you'll stay by Patrick's side, won't you? If you promise to stay by Patrick and Mommy's side, I will call you father. If not, don't be my father. The Duke said firmly, Well, From now on, I won't leave you and your mother anymore. The kid asked eagerly, do you really promise? The Duke smiled, I promise. He asked again, so will you really call me father? Still can't call? Not marked yet. Mark. Patrick, you're so meticulous. Has it been okay? Patrick confirmed, yes. You have to treat my mother well, Dad. Do you understand? The Duke nodded, okay. Belle thought to herself, I don't know about other things, but I don't have to worry too much about it because I am very confident. Mabel looked around the gathered staff and asked, is everyone all here? Lawrence confirmed, yes, and the workers added, all are here. Belle thought grimly, nope, no, absolutely no. She asked again, are you sure that everybody is here now? Lawrence replied patiently. Yes, what's the matter? Belle pressed further, are there any maids who have left the job in recent years? Lawrence answered, of course yes, all maids who don't pass the test will be dismissed. She nodded, oh, that is. How it is. Meg teased, you mean test, right? Are you looking for something special? Belle said firmly, nope. I call all of you to come here, because from now on, I will be the master of this quintuple mansion. If I miss something, help me, please. I hope all of you guys will accept me. All the staff replied in unison, sure. Belle continued, I will officially introduce myself again. Lawrence said respectfully, I'm Lawrence, the mansion's butler. Michelle added, my name's Michelle, I'm a maid. Lawrence said, hope all of you will support me. Belle nodded, yes. You too. The Duke smiled, I'm so happy when everybody welcomes our new master. All chorused, Majesty Patrick. Belle asked, are you done? The Duke said, no, I have something to say. Just at the moment, all maids are here. He called out, Janet, this is Janet. She is Margaret's nursemaid. Janet bowed politely. It's my honor to meet you. The Duke turned to Mabel. I hear that you took care of Patrick without the other nursemaid's help. Belle replied modestly, I always do it. He said firmly, it can't be like that longer. When he grew up, he must have a chamber too. He explained the structure of Quintuple Mansion. 3rd floor, Margaret. 2nd floor, master couple. 1st floor, Patrick. Belle said, and added, 1 year later, I will look after them. He said, just give it to the nursemaid. Anyway, Patrick must sleep alone now. Every child of another family does it. You need a personal life too. She agreed, that's right, but... She asked Patrick, can you sleep alone? The Duke echoed, Patrick, can you sleep alone? Patrick hesitated. Father, the Duke reflected, and when I was far away from my mother at that time, I have become an amazing person like this. Patrick asked curiously, really? Mother, the truth is if I want to reach adulthood, then I must sleep alone, right? Belle reassured him, Yeah, that's true. Instead of that, if you are scared, I will delude you. When you have free time, come and play with me. Okay, Patrick, Janet said. Hope you will help me, Master Patrick. The kid nodded, yes. The Duke said, okay, let's have dinner. I have prepared so many delicious foods. Patrick asked, how much? Belle said lightly, just moderate. Patrick added, did I say that I need a frugal meal, right? Belle thought, this is not at all. It's too much. The Duke asked concerned, Belle, what happened? Food is not good? Do you want another food? She said, no, thanks. It's just so much food. Meg said warmly, my brother cared about me, because this is the first time 2 of you come here. I even reduced the number of foods. It tastes great, right? Belle admitted, yes, even so. This is quite... Patrick, let me help you. The kid echoed, Patrick, let me help you. The Duke said, I slice it for your mother. She asked, what? What do you mean? He explained, you must slice as fast as you can if you don't want the steak to get cold. She asked anxiously, how long does it take? He said, Quite long. Patrick said thoughtfully, in this case, we must say thank you, right? The Duke praised, Patrick's mother raised him well. Yeah, it's true, Belle. Mabel thought, are you two taking a walk around the mansion and talking to each other? You keep saying father all the time. I feel better now. Belle said softly, thank you. The Duke replied, nothing. After having dinner, do you want to take a walk in the garden? Or mansion? She said, we must rest first, so.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope this romantic journey made your heart flutter just like mine. If you enjoyed this recap, Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you never miss another love-filled episode. And don't forget to leave a comment sharing your thoughts. I love reading what you think about the story. Your support means the world. See you in the next romantic adventure.